Hi everyone.
Hello.
Is everyone here? Um,
I can send the link to Esther again. And we please send the new link to Sorn and Pijab. So first of all, I want to thank all the artists. Congratulations to the closing of the part in Taipei because we just finished the exhibition last weekend, and it's quite short. This only 6 weeks, but still we receive quite positive feedback from our audiences, and people are quite interested in the works, and they had fun and also try to ask like staff on site, trying to know more about what's going on. So I think it's quite nice that people are interested in this collaboration, also in the whole presentation of each project. I want to say thank you for everybody's effort. And thank you, we, for hosting this conversation. Yeah, I think the questions listed are quite interesting. It's also like a part of them are something that I want to know as well, because now gradually many countries lift the bar, lift the ban of travel, and a lot of residency programs come back to usual. So I'm really curious about how artists think about the idea of this kind of online residence or online project. Yeah, so thank you, we, for hosting this meeting. So maybe we can start the conversation, please.
So we need to wait for Yan Yu, right? Her
Oh,
video.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yanyu is already online.
Yeah.
and Esther
Esther is here. Yeah.
as well. Yeah, yeah. I think we have
And
yeah
Son.
we have everyone from Taiwan's part. Yeah.
Okay. Only Son missing. So
But what time is it over there?
I think it's about 7, right? Ting Ting.
Oh, okay, quite early.
Oh, just wait my phone to log in. Yeah. Yan Yu need to log in with her phone. Um so our talk will be like, maybe I throw the question to all of you, like I send through the agendas, right? And then yeah, you can, I don't know, maybe one each like talk about that, or yeah, what do you think?
It's very interesting because, like, during the exhibition in Taiwan,
Mm.
Ankar had the residency in Singapore, so
Yeah.
he is already start traveling. And right now as well, Ting Ting
Mm.
is in
Mm.
Paris.
Yes, that's right.
So
So
both of you already started to do residence back to just like what we've done, what we did before COVID, like travel to a new place, trying to get to know people and new environment. So I'm actually quite interested. Like, how do you compare the differences
mm,
between online residence and like offline residences? And do you think there's still possibility in this kind of project, the online projects, or you think that maybe for residents, this particular type of event would go back to offline version? So, what about Ting Ting? Would you share with us about your thoughts since you're right now doing a offline residence?
Um,
Yeah, hi everyone, and sorry if I'm a bit slow. It's very early here. Yeah, I think it's honestly, I guess I'm saying it from an artist perspective instead of like a marketing like prediction type. I don't know how it's gonna be, but just from an artist perspective, I feel like I wish there will be online residency as well in the future. I think it's very, very different. And but I don't see there's no value of online when you can travel. I think it's just really different. And of course, I think the physical residency, you get to immerse into a completely like a city. I feel like I am in Paris. I live in Paris. I walk around. But I didn't have that with Bangkok or Thailand. And I feel somehow you feel it's a shame, but also somehow you kind of create a different experience. Um, I feel like online residency, in some ways, it sounds a bit lazy, but I think in some ways sounds a bit more practical a little bit. Like you can it's kind of more like not imagining, but like your research is more focused online, but you still have supports from the other ends. You get to talk to people from the other end who give you infos, etc. And so I think it's very different, and I hope they can both in the future coexist, or even a residency can have, I don't know, in my imagination, like 1 month online before 1 month physical, like stuff like that. I think it's really different, but I hope online residency wouldn't just go disappeared after the travel ban lifted.
Thank you. How about Anka? Do you want to share your ideas?
In my own opinion, actually, I prefer the physical residency first. I need to say, I agree with the Tintin because even I postponed the Singapore residency. Even at that time, I do the similar things. Uh, uh, Same with the online residency because you need to do some research. We know actually the many Singaporean material they host online. So so in 2020, that time the TAV hosts a held exhibition. Basically, I did a lot of research just based on the online material. So very similar to what we did uh, in the uh, in schedule, similar things. So in my opinion, if you want to do more uh, research-based residency, maybe online residency maybe is the best choice, because all people know what you want to do, and you can direct as someone give you some exactly material.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the research-based online residency, it's a better one. Uh, you know, uh, physical residency, they style over the artist, even a writer, more chance to know more. Because you have some really experiments to know the original play. Actually, you can meet some uh, 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 how to say that the things you don't know in a certain city, don't know what things you will miss. Yeah, so you will find some new things in the physical residency. So I, somehow I really agree with Qingning because you compare things you can know if you find some exactly go online base is a better one. You want to find something new, you need to go to somewhere to meet some person you don't know, some things you don't know, and then to go to your research. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But it actually, like for our program, we kind of pair you up with the expert as well. Do you think like it's kind of same, or do you think like it's not quite enough, like to talk to the people? And then when you are at the physical space or location, you kind of get more information, right?
I need to say, if I can travel now, I want to go the rest to Thailand. For to meet the real people,
Yeah.
if possible, I can know what the people thinks, what the local people thinks. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
important because you can you can build in the some information, not just deliver online. Yeah,
Yeah.
the true people, the gestures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. It's kind of real interaction with people that we
yeah.
kind of miss because of the COVID, right? Yeah.
Yeah, even though the people cannot uh talk directly, when I meet meet the people in Singapore, still can discuss the political issue. The gesture, even attitudes is totally different. When they visit Taiwan, they maybe talk publicly. When they live in Singapore, they will talk in different way. In that way, their style will tell you what you ask is the sensitive or not. Yeah. And you will know this issue is the whether is significant for your project or not. Also,
Yeah. Thank
local
you. Thank
knowledge,
you
I
for your
guess.
share.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing with us. So, how about like from Thai artists, like Son, maybe you just came in, like we talk about the physical residency and the online residency, like Enka and Ting Ting, they have done the online residency with us, right? And right now they like Ting Ting, she is in Paris for her residency, and Enka just finished his residency in Singapore. So they kind of sharing what is the difference and what they feel about like both kind of residency. So I just want to throw like this question to Thai artists who want to share with us. Yes, Zoe?
Actually, I want to ask Temp's opinion
Okay.
because I think this kind of virtual residency might be a possibility for people like people who has another job which have it's difficult to travel for long period. Maybe
Yeah.
this could be a choice or it could be an opportunity to reach out to different cultures. So I'm personally actually quite curious
Okay.
for artists who also have who cannot actually travel for a long period.
Okay. Yeah. Tim.
Well, thank you very much for the questions. Yeah, that's right. As you said, for it's you can see that it's a good side of the online residency, which can allow me to can access the archive that you sent to me, the film archive and the catalog. Yeah, then there's a lot that I can choose to watch, and also I can like doing um well as as a doctor meanwhile, and also the in the residency. Yeah, but I think that the cons side or the bad side of the residency, online residency, is the communication between it may be there's a gap. When we communicate, we have to wait each other to reply to the email, or maybe they lost conversations to each other. It's easily to lost. So it can, and also as I'm the curators of the film screening, and also the writers, I think I lacked the experience. I think I didn't engage in the Taiwanese people life as much as I think if I had a chance to live there, or maybe like a physical residency, I think I can listen more to the Taiwanese people, even indigenous people. Yeah, so I can listen to the real life of the people, not just only by the journal or the articles in the internet. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. But I think it's a good way that I can I can do the film screening both in Thailand and Taiwan, and we can have the post screening talk. Yeah, in the like a close period. Yeah, because on 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 the 23rd we have screening in Thailand, and 24th we had in Taiwan. Yeah, so it is impossible to do in the physical residency. Yeah.
Okay, how thank you, Tim, for okay. Julayanon want to go next. Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Tim, for your experience in terms of the online residency. And yeah, I would like to add something that from our experience in this online residency, I think the how to call it is like the ecosystem, of the residency. I think it should be added like we have a curator, we have a artist, and we have a professional in terms of the research of each artist, right? But what I think is possible to have the like a local assistant. For example, I need some local Taiwanese assistant for my research. I think it's because I cannot do the research 100% in Taiwan, so I need someone to help. For example, something that I need, like the translation from Taiwan to English, but I cannot make it because I think it's difficult to translate some information, and the curator, I think, is not the duty to make this happen. So I think to make it fulfill the online residency, I think we need some like local assistant for the artist to help in terms of the connection and the communication in terms of the language or translation. In my case, I think some of my film that I try to search for like a Taiwanese film, there is no like English subtitle. So in that sense, if we have the assistant or artist assistant to research or translate some Taiwanese language into English, I think is much better to help the ecosystem of the online residency. Yeah, I think for now. Yeah.
For case part, I have some particular question I want to ask you, because if for me it feels like during these 2 years is every time you there's Julayanon somewhere in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Yes, because in 2020, in the early of 2020, you joined our video art exhibition. And then we met you through the Challenging Times residency. And then the very next year, you participated in a documentary festival. And there is a small exhibition in Taipei Digital Art Center. And then there is a bigger exhibition of your work in Asian Biennial. So I have the feeling like, oh, there's Julia Yanon. Oh, there's Julia Yanon. But sometimes, always sometimes, somewhere, there's your work without you being here. So actually, I'm quite curious about like working with different institutions, different exhibition or festivals. And I believe, except Taiwan, maybe also at the same time, you are exhibiting somewhere in other country, not only Taiwan, not only Thai, but also in different countries in the world. So maybe there are some comparison of working with different institutions that you can share with us about like what you think is more efficient or more practical way, and what is something that in the future you might want to avoid, if there's any. If
Okay, so yeah, as you say, the last 2 years I have a chance to present my work in many organizations in Taiwan, but I cannot go to Taiwan because of the COVID, only showing my work. And for working with the organization, for example, in Taiwan, in my experience, there are many kind of the organization, like a very independent curator or the government museum, or private museum like Hong Kong Museum. So I think the arrangement of each organization is different. It depends on the idea of the curation. So from my experience, I think it should be, how to say, it's like I think it's good to have to support the international artists and to make it more variety in terms of the work and the idea of the artist would like to present. But from what I see is like what is the direction of each organization, because I know that the budget and the idea of each organization is different. So if we looking to the future, so what the question is, what are we going to, or is it possible to have the more collaboration in terms of the, for example, it's like collaboration between more, how to say, it's like, for example, what I think is like Hong Kong Museum and the Jim Thompson is like from two countries to work it together, but some organization is a bit narrow. So what I think is possible to expand that the collaboration to like the international art organization. It's not only like only in Taiwan or in Thailand only. And yeah, in the future, so I hope it's possible to have a physical residency in Taiwan. But yeah, one more thing is I think the support from the Taiwanese government is much more in terms of the cultural policy, because I heard that the Taiwanese government would like to support the cultural activity to have the collaboration with the other countries, especially in Southeast Asia. I think it's a good sign for us in terms of the cultural worker, and I think is yeah, in the future it should be more collaboration in the physical way, not only the online or in the virtual residency. Yeah, it's very big answer, I think, in terms.
Very difficult question.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, answer your question. Or it should be in more detail, because I think it's like yeah, every organization has different budget and different ideology, so it's difficult to compare. But every organization in Taiwan that I work with, I think they do the best that they can do.
Yes, I think under this circumstance, yeah, maybe for different institutions have different difficulties. Yeah. And we have
Anyone want to share? Okay, Yen Yu. Yes, please.
for Yan Yu's case, because after our challenging times project, I also invited her to another project in our local communities project, and she worked with local elderlies from our Beito area, and I think it's very interesting to see how her work can use as a method to do cultural exchange, also a method to work with local people. Yeah. So Yan Yu, please. Thank you.
Yeah, so very nice that I have the opportunity from Roy to with a senior student because I also being elementary schools and teach some young kids. So it's totally different, but I enjoy this experience. And behind this, to the resident, so I also prefer physical resident because all I do is all to feel or to breathe or to touch, smell, all about textile. And also very important is if there are some technique equipment like loom or loop for weaving and embroidery or something else. So that's why I prefer physical. But after this online resident, I have some, I know it's some limits because we cannot, I mean, really meet together. We need to figure out some technique problems or something like I had to know that my camera isn't work. So I need to phone. I need to the cell phone to open a new camera, and also I need to check the email. What time is the real time in Taiwan, because we have different time zone, and we can't really give something to each other. So we need to international ship, and very thank you for for send me those the fabric from Jean Thompson factory, and also thread. So I understand it's not easy to do as we do when we have physical residence, but we can have much time. I mean, we may have not the pressure from time, because when we have physical residence, we maybe have 1 month or 3 months or 6 months to finish all the job together and say goodbye. But when we have online residence, maybe we can communicate, and we can to negotiate with the time we all have. So maybe I will try again if I have other opportunity to experience online residence, and maybe we can do something else more, or find a more maybe it's efficient way to improve or develop something new in the future. So I may say both. I all like it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Yan Yu. Yeah. So you want to say something?
No, sorry, I just pushed the wrong button. But I
Oh.
also agree that it feels like the online residence is not only a replacement of the real residence. It has become something totally different. It's not only to replace residence when you cannot go there, but it's a different kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
How we deal with the distance and the time difference and all the things that without your body, you're physically being there. Yeah. If somehow I am like gradually approaching the answer to my own question, it feels like. But we continue with artists, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Who else want to share?พี่อุ้ย Yeah, because Panashai work is really related to the location, right?
Right.
And when you do the online residency, what do you think and how do you feel?
Oh,
How do you work to?
yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I agree with Tem and Kay in terms of for the physical residency, I can participate because I also have another job, which is it's required me, and I have to commit to stay here. Even now, I'm in my office.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a bit noisy. And yeah, I agree in terms of the research. There's a barrier in terms of language. So even when our conversation between me, Zoe, and Nobu, even then when we are sharing this information about this military village, but then the language was then have to be transferred into English. So it's very difficult to get it right. Yeah, that's another barrier. And then also I think if in the future if the organizer can provide something like a VPN, that would really help as well. Because when I do the research, then
some of the information or the film that I need to see. It's only available in certain network of the world. So yeah, and yeah, in terms of my work, I think online residency is not really disadvantage in terms of the traveling restriction because I mean in that case I kind of reflect back into okay because I need to travel anyway, right? Because regarding my practice, which has to do with objects and materiality of things, so I need to see objects and explore them. So yeah, so in terms of that restriction, I tend to after I have the information about like the relation between Thailand and Taiwan, I kind of look back into the domestic space and explore this. If there anything, I can extend that perspective in the same relation. So yeah, it's more like I think it's more like the research question sort of shift between the first topic that I said, and then after the restriction and the pandemics and the condition and everything, the research question sort of shifts, and then that kind of open like a new question and a new way of exploring. So back after then that I found out about like the area in the north of Thailand. Yeah. I think.
But then do you satisfy on your finished work?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's kind of like not the same as the beginning, but the end is still.
Yeah, I think it's satisfied with the work, and I think it's online residency and also the condition sort of push the work in a different working process and the way you think about how you can develop the work and stuff.
Yeah.
So if the travel is not restrict, the work probably becomes something else.
Yeah, something else. Yeah. I think the condition is quite the same with the Esther. I think your work is quite shift from the first proposal to what we have had at the moment. So can you share with us, Esther?
It's like we don't hear you, but we hear only ourselves. Okay, so don't worry, you can just type your answer to us. Yeah. And we can read it for her later. Yeah.
Okay.
I think she just tried to log out and log in again. Yeah. I think the situation for Thorn is the same because if Liz is a resident physically, then you're not physically in Thailand or in Taiwan as well. You're somewhere else. So it's another situation for you. So I would like to know like your experience of having a residence when you're not at either of the location of institution.
Should Esther have a go first, or?
Yeah, you have a go first. I will. So we come back to Esther later. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the situation is different for me, and I agree with everyone that the online residency is not the replacement of the actual residency. And if it's like only physical for this residency, I wouldn't have a chance to join it. And I agree with Pi Uy that if we get to do the residency on site, the work would be much different. And I think one thing about the online residency is that some format of the work is more easily take place, like for the photos or video art, but for some like sculpture, it's gonna be an site-specific installation is gonna be more difficult to make. Luckily, for this one, for the work in Thailand at Jim Thompson, I used the same method that I was trained in, like working like an architect, just provide the plans, the drawing, and have the trusted party to build it up. Which luckily in Thailand there's people like that. The Supernormal Studio, so and also the Jim Thompson team. So I like to bid the big thanks to all. And the work in Taiwan, I have had like some kind of struggle to come up with, but in the end, I think it went quite well. And the only thing is that I think in the online residency there's a blurriness in terms of like time and place, and the original program is described to be like 3 months or something, but for this I feel like I have had like 1 or 2 years of doing it. And there's a good thing about it somehow to make the idea very crystallized. And at the same time I feel like I have become very more productive than normal during this residency, doing other things else as well, like studying, and also I also took part in the physical residency for 3 months, and there's some part of it that I feel like many things are happening at the same time, so that's another kind of blurriness to it. Yeah, but I enjoy the process eventually. Yeah. So Esther, please.
Yeah. So yeah, I think for me it's kind of very special experience, but because like my my outcome at the end is quite different from my proposal. I think because like for me, like the online residency is not like physical residency, because so the strategy might be changed, I think, because online residency is like hard to explore things like physical explorer, or like participate in some situation. So but I also think maybe it is like a very great platform for brainstorming or for the exchange knowledge or information, but or doing interview, maybe something like very solid plan, like you have some yeah, you know what you want to know, but it's hard to exploring and to after explore things and to do in a production, because I think like because it's like a bit tricky, like it's at the end, like if we do it this way, you need to shift it in a like in the offline to doing things or making things, and to making things again. So my because at first my research is about Thailand, something like Thailand to do something and like to research about the vendors cart and their structure. I in the progress I think I can I can do something like research on the website and to make some analysis and to making them into artwork. But at the end, I felt maybe I want to have more experience, so I turned my my research research direction to doing research about market and the vendors in Taiwan. So I making a video like about a Shilin market, and because it is like a 24-hour market, but like in the morning they have something people sell vegetable, and they have some market in the afternoon, and also in at night. But people they don't meet each other, but they are in the same places, in the same place. So I think like through this progress I can physically meet people and to see some, to observe or to experience more details. Like so that's why. So I think like but yeah, I think I kind of agree Ting Ting say like they are like two the physical residency and online residency, they are kind of coexist in the future. Yeah.
So it took us almost 1 hour for everybody to take
Yeah.
turns to finish one round. But luckily, I think our discussion and the answer, it's like a wrap up of the first and the second question, because we
Yeah.
talk about the difference between online and offline physically residence, and also we talk about the pros and cons of different situations. I think maybe it's time we can round up the third question and fourth question together as well, because two questions both talk about for the future, no matter it's from the artist side or from the institution side. Like the least challenging times project last actually almost 1.5, almost 2 years, from the 2020 when we started to get hit by the pandemic until now that we are gradually recovering from the pandemic. And we both like we all realize that the online things, once we introduce this kind of version into our production, then it will be here. In the future, we are going to activate online methods more and more. Yeah. So actually, I'm quite curious about, for example, Panachai just mentioned that, like, in the future, if institutions can prepare VPN for artists from different country, maybe we can try to provide more information. So I'm quite curious to everybody, like, what else or what are the things that you realize in this time that maybe for institutions or for artists when you are doing residency, doing research remotely, what would be the things or preparation that are better to be done uh, in advance, or some feedback for Jim Thompson Art Center and Hong Kong Museum, something like that.
Oh, there's two people raise the hand. Who want to go first?
And Carol?
I just put some additional information. Last year, actually, I stayed in Scotland for 1 month, and the residency nature is the co park. And they also made a similar issue about the pandemic. So at that time, some local artists they have several choice. For example, they can divide their own residency duration into 2 or 3. Yeah. So there is another one example. For example, uh, if this residencies will continue, another one way is maybe can give the artist some choice. Maybe they can divide their own residency into 2 parts. One part is the physical part, and one part maybe is a 2 or 3 online part. So for the research base, maybe they can use the online residency to research or collect reading research data, also cause the things they want to do after the physical residency. So that's what I learned from the Scotland example, because they give the artists multiple choice to redesign their own residency style.
I see. It's kind of custom way of residency, like with the mix with online and virtual and physical. So yeah, for institution side, like for me as an organizer, I kind of agree. If we can do in the future, yeah, the mixed platform is might be better, but it need to be well designed. How artists will benefit from this like the most. So yeah. Yan Yu, you want to say something? You raise your hand.
No, maybe Tingting first.
Okay. Ting Ting, please.
I just want to clarify. I think Yan Yu's is because she clicked on raising hand before, but she was using another account to talk. So I think the old raised hand hasn't been like diminished. I just want to explain a little bit of why Yan Yu's raised her hand.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess I also kind of want to agree with Inkat about what he was saying. I felt like, I also want to clarify. I think the beginning, I don't know if I made it clear. Like, it's not like I prefer online residency. I just feel like they're really, really different. And I see, I completely agree with what Zoe was saying. That becomes not something that replaces the physical, but something different. And I feel like I really like Inkat's idea. I guess that's on my head as well. Like, imagine there's like a fixed budget, and we can decide like how I know as an organization it must be really hard to organize that, but imagine I can, based on what I want to do, and also because we all know like residency, even the physical residency is always quite short. So it's always like 1 month, 2 months, sometimes 3 months. So like Inka, I always do a lot of research beforehand before I go. But usually during those 2-3 months during the prep, the organization can't help me much because their personnel hasn't been assigned to it, which is completely fair. So I imagine like if we can agree with a certain period of time, like during like the first 2 months, there's some people can at least help me in a certain way, and then I can, for example, in certain project, I feel like, okay, I only need to be there for a week even, or for a certain project, I want to be there for 6 months, then, it can be prearranged or something discussed within under a certain amount of budget. And I also agree with the idea of like, I know it's going to be super hard in terms of budget, but yeah, I just also realize assistance sometimes could help, because it's really unfair to ask the organization to do a lot of translation and field research. And in terms of VPN, I think it's very useful, but I think it can be borderline illegal, because it could be a bit tricky for organization to offer those things. And I know, for example, a lot of sites such as Netflix, like I'm pretty sure people are not thinking of Netflix, but just as example, like some site I really block VPN. So sometimes even with VPN might not work. So those are the cases. Imagine there's a local assistant of really watching the film, going through things, or even, try to download the thing in some way, it could be helpful. So, yeah, I guess that, or in some cases, if the organization doesn't have enough budget, just the only online residency also have its own value. So I think like a hybrid way of customer could be very interesting for me in the future.
Yeah, of course. I'm not talking about like organizations providing like a illegal methods for artists. Yeah, and but what we try to mention is that, for example, in Hongga Museum's situation, before this project, we actually didn't do any residence project before because we don't have space for us artists to reside, to stay. So for us, it's more like it's a totally research based and project, and we are actually helping with the production and through what we are good at or what we usually do when we're preparing for exhibitions. This kind of online research becomes a new methodology or new opportunity when we are thinking about working with artists overseas. Yeah. So I personally find the advantage of this in this way. But I also agree that being there in person is something very important. Yeah.
Okay very good พี่เจี๊ยบมีอะไรอยากจะแชร์ไหมคะ
เสร็จแล้วเหรอ
ยังค่ะแต่แบบ we want to know what you think like
I agree with some of you that we should mix both online and on-site but for me as far as we been through with all this restriction of the COVID and budgeting the constraint, I found that we learned a lot from the whole process, and I'm super happy to see the exhibition, the turnout, and I feel so sorry for you guys that you didn't see the space, and you didn't see how people interact with your work. Tinting, the space is almost full, because Thai people love to put the stickers on the wall, and they love to write things on the wall. And in Solapat and in Ting Ting's space, and I was so strange that they did not kind of went off the line that we kind of allowed them to play. That was quite amazing, to see that. I thought that Ting Ting's stickers will go all over the space, and it will go to Esther's wall, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. That was really amazing. But I think the reaction from the audience is very automatic, the way that they respond to the work. And I congratulate to everyone that it's been very pleasant and it's kind of interesting and fruitful kind of collaboration. And I also want to see you guys work in Hongga Museum. And I think both artists manage the project very well, in both spaces. Yeah, and it would be ideal to put everyone together and have a good drink and dinner, and enjoy each other's work. Yeah, but I think we cannot. We shall keep this online kind of track, as a supplementary, as a prelim, and also post kind of post exhibition like this. I think is very helpful for us. But if situation allow, of course, the on-site residency is an ideal. Yeah. So thank you everyone, and congratulations.
Yay.
Did you tell them that we extend the show to 12?
Not yet. So Some of them I think I told them, but yeah, we extend the show until 12th of June, so 1 more week. Yeah, if you guys, I mean the Taiwanese artists, want to come to visit us next month, still okay. And we don't have the quarantine limitation now, I think. Yeah, just come to art straight, and then yeah, open
But now Taiwan got 90,000.
No.
And what is the quarantine situation in Taiwan?
It's still a week, 7 days.
Wow.
Not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they are going to reduce the quarantine days maybe by the end of July, because by that time we will have more COVID cases on the island than outside the island. Yes.
No, but it
I
was so
think-
strange because in the past you guys are very, very good at like controlling the number, and then suddenly it's kind of increased, right?
Yeah.
But I think they, I mean, the government, they anticipated. They do this for purpose, because you anyway have to go through it.
Yeah,
You need
of
to
course.
get COVID until certain level, until you don't get COVID again. So
No,
we're
everyone
just,
got it, you know.
yeah. So it's just we're going through this process. And it's very lucky that most of people who got COVID recovers soon.
Yeah.
The symptoms are not as severe as the original virus. So it's about time to face the music. So
yeah, and some of us who didn't get it, we become like alien because you never got COVID. Like, yeah, I'm a survivor. Okay. Yeah. So
or maybe you got it but you didn't know.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Ting Ting and Anga, how long you guys stay in outside of the country?
I'm currently in Paris
Yeah.
for 5.5 months.
Okay.
Wow.
And I am here for almost 2 months already.
Okay. So you enjoy Venice Biennale and Documenta and everything?
I think I'm going to Documenta. I haven't decided if I'm going to Venice because all the trips are so expensive. But I will try to plan to make the trip.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. And Anga, you like Singapore?
Yes, and basically now Singapore is in the post-pandemic. Yeah, no mask. So
Oh my God.
yeah,
I need to have that no mask.
no mask outside, and also I need to say I also see some problem because the pandemic almost destroy the cultural activity in these 2 years. So Singapore also made a lot of new problem because I remember the power 发电厂 the power engineer actually shut down in past 2 years. Yeah, already. So they also have many artists space this kind of the so turn down, So I just get to visit. I just visit Singapore to see what is the really problem of the post pandemic. So it's I learn a lot. They also try to overcome this issue. And also even the things, even the pandemic somehow pass away. There are new problem. How to revitalize the artist space. How to recreate the communication way to discuss artist issue. It's very important because for example, our residency is happen in a pandemic. Some issue is happen after pandemic. So learn a lot.
It's good to know that they also have a lot of problem like us. This is a
Yeah.
good news.
Also, the problem will happen
Yeah.
after 2 months in Taiwan. Yeah, similar.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Do you have more questions or something else to discuss?
I think we pretty much talk about like go through 1 to 5, like
Mm.
yeah, already.
Okay.
So how about Zoe or Daisy? Do you want to speak something?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about what Pijab also just mentioned. I think it's great to do the online exhibition, online residencies, because it's sort of like you can be in 2 places at the same time. Because if we were doing physical residencies and exhibitions, then maybe it would be difficult to have like all 8 artists doing the exhibition, but at the same time in Thailand and Taiwan. And even though we can't really travel to see the works in Thailand, but I think it's great how we can see both sides sort of evolving, and then how they respond to each other, then are like in a dialogue. So I think it's also very interesting to, yeah, I just wanted to add to Pijab's comments. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to refresh K's concern about the future collaboration, and maybe we can propose to the Ministry of Culture or TECO that it can expand the network, no? Because when I proposed to this project, I saw it was really limited kind of network, that they always work with the same group of people, and it's been like that for 5 or 6 years. And for us, maybe it's the first institutional collaboration, right? Because in the past it's very collective based. For example, like Banok and OCAC, right? And then Tanom, all this group, which is more community based. And I think it can be in the multi levels, and for us, we are still kind of willing to collaborate with more of you, and we can expand to the other institution, and also an artist, or even you guys, if you wanted to go like into a deeper, or do something kind of ongoing, you are willing to kind of contact us, because I think I don't want to do something like hit and run project. I mean, I'm really for the artists who's do something more like ongoing research. Yeah, and it it is kind of open invitation. Even though it's not the result or the outcome will not be the exhibition itself. It can be something else. And if you think we can be helpful, just let us know. Yeah.
And I just want to follow Pijab's comment, because we now already know, for example, Ankar finished his residency in Singapore, and Ting is now in Paris. Can rest of the artists share with us about what's your plan after in the like a post-COVID? Would be nice to know what's if there's any near future or long-term plan for our
And we have a big show somewhere that we can follow.
Yes.
Okay.
So Kay, maybe.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes. So I think, yeah, from what PGF said, I think is, yeah, we have a online residency now, and the physical exhibition. But yeah, from my experience, I think everyone, we got the same experience, because we work in Thailand, but I have to exhibit in Taiwan, right? So we cannot see what is the physical by our eyes. We need the assistant, like curator or the installer to help the artist to make it come true. So for me, is it possible because of the now we are in the era that everything is connected, right? So I have the question on the museum or the organization, that what do you think about the physical space is really needed, or is it necessary? Because it's possible to have the online exhibition that the audience no need to go to the actual space or the physical space. But yeah, from my experience, when we go to the Jim Thompson Art Center, we saw the good reception from the audience, especially the young generation that very active to the physical exhibition. But as we do the online residency, so I think it's possible to expand it to online exhibition, like the
multi-platform
in virtual space, or in the multiverse, right? Because it seems like very supported for the digital artists or digital art only, but I think in the virtual space it can be 3 dimension as well. So Son or Pi Uy maybe rethink about what is the 3 dimension space in the virtual space, which is not the physical space, So I think it's my question is like what do you think about the virtual space compared to the physical space in terms of the art organization or art museum?
For me, as the director of I used to run the organization without space, and I'm super happy that I don't have to pay the rent. But at the end, I think we still need an office, and we still need a space to show the work, because I think it totally depends on the nature of the work, because a lot of people still need to see something physical, and it is, I think that the magic moment of the when the art were there in front of people physically, no matter what kind of work it will be. For example, if anyone who's really can go into the metaverse, or can go to the real virtual space, of course they might think that the museum or the exhibition space is not needed. But at the end, I still believe in the power of the museum as an institution, that it should be the one of the last destination of the artwork that you can preserve, or it can function, maybe not only the display place, but you don't know how the back door or the making of the artwork, the preservation, the blah blah blah, for the future generation. It needs a lot of work. You still need institution to preserve that kind of constellation, no matter what. But I would prefer to see Son's work in the metaverse, so I don't have to pay your production costs. Okay, but don't forget that the production cost for metaverse is very expensive as well.
Yes.
It's as, or even not as expensive, or it costs the same, but I think it costs a lot more than the physical work. What do you think, Hongka?
So please.
After last year, the museum was shut down because of COVID for 3 months. After I come back to museum and open the museum again, I had the feeling of the post-COVID that Enka just mentioned, because people are still concerned about going to public space. Yeah, it was until that finally we had several months passed that we have new exhibition involve a lot of audience and artists from the community, and then they come back to museum. And I have the feeling that now the online version of exhibition has become a, a method of promotion. If many people they checked your online exhibition and decided if they come to the exhibition, so it means that we have it becomes another tool to broadcast your show, to promote your exhibition. You need to prepare more experience virtually to invite them to the exhibition physically. So it's that's why at the beginning of our today's conversation, I keep on saying that the virtual version of residency or exhibition is not a replacement of the physical exhibition or residence, because they are actually different things. And it feels like through these 2 years, I learned that our sensations and our receptions have been broadened. That now we need to provide more and more information to audience, and they will decide if they would come to see the work on site. Yeah, that is quite harsh also for us in the considering this situation. But I think it's something that we cannot avoid in the future. Yeah. Oh, we have two people raising hands right now. Esther, you've been waiting.
Yeah, Son and Esther.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking about the value of like using website as a platform, and I think maybe like it's about like have more conversation to each others. It's not boundary, but make people get together. So maybe like I don't know. Maybe next time might be like we can open code not only artists but doing collaboration with like producers, managers, or like curators. Like have more collaborate from like different countries. I don't know because like when we do the physical exhibition, we need to still have more communicate than we have the online meeting. Yeah. So just yeah, and I think this idea this question reminds me like when we do the exhibition, we help me to find some chairs in Bangkok, and she sent me some links about the Shopee Thailand version. I found like quite interesting. Like I can see the grocery things.
Oh, really?
Thailand.
You can get everything from Shopee.
Yeah, and really local things. So I'm kind of like very enjoy that moment. Yeah.
Son.
A quick note is that you can also buy money on Shopee with some kind of discount. But mine, I want to add to the point of PK about the virtual 3D 3D space. I think it can be a very interesting way to like do the whole like residency and the exhibition as well in the virtual space. But anyway, it is kind of like not the same as the actual physical space in the world. Like uh, it is also like relevant to my practice because in my former work I made forms out of light to make people like question about their reality, and in the virtual at the age of like coming or maybe not so coming of the metaverse, I think I thought as well that the form of my work would become kind of obsolete to ask the question about that, because people would be in the like virtual space anyway. But somehow, as the normal for the lay people that the technology allow right now, the virtual space and the physical space is very different. As for my work, I'm not sure about the reaction of most people, but I've got a reaction from some people that know the reference of my work, and they said that because of the scale and everything, they got kind of like hit by that. And I think the virtual space, maybe with VR goggles or something like that, you're probably able to feel that by having the reference of your body in the space. But normally, like through the screen, it is kind of like a different medium. And I think the medium of films or movies, it has already designed to have a draw for us to like pull us to the screen as the time based or something like that as well. I think the difference is like the difference between a book and a website. Like a book, you can hold it and skip through the pages and spin it around or something like that. But the website, you can have links which allows different kinds of interaction to it. It can be very, very interesting as well, because like there's no limitation in the virtual space, like the gravity and structural materiality, something like that. But on the bottom line, it's different things, but it's a interesting medium to explore. Yeah.
I come up with one thinking that actually, as an institution, as a museum, what we do is not only the to exhibit, not only the exhibitions, but we also have the function, or on behalf of the function, in preserve and to research of our collection, and also for the education function. It's hard to do everything or to perform all the function without a space. So, for example, just like Pijot mentioned, to preserve when you have collection. So right now, at this moment, it will, if for me, it will be like the online version of a project or event is a something plus to what we had to do. But yeah, but definitely not a replacement to any of function that we are supposed to do. Yeah. Okay, Ting Ting, please.
I just want to quickly add one thing. I think it's a function of online exhibition is for people who's not in that city. So not only like Zoe say to promote to people who can visit, but like personally, like for me, I really want to see more of the exhibition in Jim Thompson, or I would like to send to my I don't know, curators or collectors I know in Europe about what the exhibition. So I think the online version can also function in that purpose for, but that, of course, I know it's another thing. I don't think it's a replacement of each other. And it's definitely need to like consider a lot about how to present it. And like Soren say, like, if you do it through a screen, it's completely different. And so, I understand it's a difficult thing. I just want to quickly add another, for me, the function of online exhibition to it.
Yeah, it becomes more and more informative about all these online exhibitions. It's not to replace the physical exhibition, but it becomes a necessary information in this way. Yeah. So should we move back to the discussion of if each of you would share with us what's your plan for near future after COVID? It would be nice to keep contact with each other. What about we? Should we start? Yeah,
Okay.
from institution side.
Okay, yeah, sure. As a institution, we have planned for like next exhibition already. So what can I say? So yeah, we will have like the exhibition and more program, and yes, we still do both physical and online program. Like you said, for the education, because we try to like we say, like it's not about the people we invite to be the speaker, but it's about the audience, that they can't be at the physical space, so they can participate with us online. So yeah, that's please follow us on the Facebook and website for more program, I think, for outside. And then should we go from the artist, or do you want to raise the hand? Who wants to go first? Who have like the project in the future? Julayanon, I know you have more project.
Do you have another exhibition in Taiwan?
For now, no, I have no plan yet to show the work in Taiwan. Yeah, the last one is in Taipei Dangdai, in the art fair. And for the future, I would like to continue to make the work that derive or got the inspiration from the novel. And I would like to reinterpret or remake the novel that related to the history during the Cold War. But the next project will be related to the American era in Thailand and in Southeast Asia, and it's gonna be the connection between novel and also the film history. And I will perform in my work as well. So it's like the relationship between like my body and the colonial and the film history, and also the novel. And we'll pick up one novel called Khao Nok Na, which is written during the Cold War, and it's the story about the two girls that their father is an American soldier who come to Thailand during the Cold War. So two girls, they are half Thai, half American. So yeah, I will explore the American era in Thailand and Southeast Asia, and also it's gonna be like the series of my work that presents the idea of the colonialism, including like this work, the ANG48 is like the Japanese colonial in Asia, and my previous video work is called Behind the Painting. Is internal colonization in Thailand. So yeah, for my future work is gonna be, I will keep continue or exploring the idea of the colonialism. Yes.
Thank you.
Then maybe you can share your ideas with Panachai, because we also talk a lot about the American soldiers when we were doing the research. Yeah. So Wei, do you have Panachai? What's your plan for your space or for your art project? Do you have any plan in the near future you would share with us?
Right. I have no plan.
He might be busy with his company, you know. He got a very big
No, but yes, K's project sounds very interesting. Yeah, and then there's something I've been exploring in my works and my practice as well. Because I've been developing this the set of work, but I don't know where it will end yet. Yeah, regarding all this materials, regarding the remnant of the Vietnam War, and also they also have to do with the local identity that altered by the settlement of the U.S. as well. And recently I have a chance to travel to Cambodia, and I found out that very similar sort of area to the Kuomintang settlement. Yeah, similar part in the border between Thailand and Cambodia. I also want to take that topic on board after this project. Yeah, I want to explore into that buffer state as well. It's quite interesting in that. And for my art space now, I'm now working with a local artist, so we probably have a show for him in August. So will be a first solo show in my space for this kind of work. Yeah. So he's a local artist, just half an hour drive from the city center. So yeah. So that's probably my next project. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Kit Pat.
Yes. Sorry, I have to leave at the 2 p.m. Yeah. So my next project would be in with Jim Thompson, also in a future project where I have a collaboration with artist Nonthavat Nambenjapon. Yeah, we had a project called Archive of the Old Block. Yeah, but the details will be released soon. Yeah. And I also had a project with the artist in Bangkok Art Biennale. His name is Nadanai Chitbanjong. Yeah, I also doing a text with his video. Yeah, and it's quite related to the what I research with limbic release project. Yeah, because it's about the relationship between the horizontal assemblage of the people especially in Southeast Asia and Thai, and all the relationship between the horizontal assemblage and something that above us, the hierarchical power. Yeah, so it's very good because it's kind of I don't have to research something new. Yeah, it's a continuation. And yeah, from the film screening program I do in Jim Thompson in 23rd in April. I had I invited the one of the speakers. His name is Dr. Nin, and he also interested in the aromatherapy, the olfactory memories. So I plan to do something with him in the future, in the near future. Yeah, that's all. So I really thank you, Jim Thompson and Nong Kamisen, that can make this project happen. Yeah.
Thank you. Who wants to go next? Okay, you please.
I have a future resident in Canada, and there is a craft art school, and they have a professional textile equipment. I would like to use their jacquard weaving loom connect with computer, so I can weaving some tapestry, and I also have a 2 solo exhibition. One is also in the same Quebec City, the same with the school. And another one, they invite me to their a Quebec religion, a faraway town named La Sorry. I'm not sure because it's in Francais, I mean in French language. And so I also will have 2 solo exhibition after my residence. But right now I mean in this year it's maybe the travel or the plane maybe can come true because the limit is decreased. But right now I'm not really sure because it's always change or something else. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. I hope you can go to Canada. Okay, Son, please.
I'm now currently doing research for the site-specific installation in Weimar, Germany, about how propaganda shaped our realities. It is because it is in Weimar, it is mostly primarily about the Third Reich, about Hitler or something like that. But it is also about how propaganda shaped the reality in Thailand, and also like relevant to the ongoing war in Ukraine, because now like the war is also on the front of the media, and I plan to have more experience in art production in Germany after that, and maybe also go to Documenta to see it in July. So if anyone is coming, please let me know.
Okay, we envy you. So we have still Esther or Enkar. Would you share if there's any near future plan?
Okay. I think my future plan, like in August, I will visit Germany to to participate in a workshop, like to experience how to making art. You know, like it's like a workshop organized, initiated by 2 German artists. They are kind of try to explore like how, I don't know, how making art is. So like gathering a group of a group of artists to doing this kind of experiment process, and it's near Cologne. Yeah, and yeah, I remember there's like a presentation after this 2 weeks. But I think I can send a link to you guys. I forgot where it is. Yeah.
I think it's in Aachen.
Aachen. Oh yeah, Ting Ting also participate in.
Okay. How about Enka?
Oh, it's
Do you
right.
need
Are you jumping to another city?
Yeah.
Me? Okay. I will do my next the writer residency in this September and October. Basically, I will visit the Prague. So for my 2 months writer residency, and my ongoing project is the actually two project. One project actually is the continue idea in uh, this online residency. So basically, I will work with one engineer to make a fake Taiwanese. So to refresh the uh, language policy nowadays, what happened in Taiwan now. Another one possible growth exhibition is the about the Singapore project. I'm I'm really uh, gratefully to for this uh how to say the possibility because as a writer I actually it's the first time to enter the artist space and try to use the literature material and linguistic material to do the exhibition. So it really opened a new worlds for me, you know. So also helped me to visit to Singapore because my Singapore project actually is to investigate one one writers forums held in the 80s. And cause the Fonga and Jim Thompson residency. And this time I'm very curious about the linguistic features. So I pay a lot of attention on the uh, language policy in the 80s in Singapore. So it's very interesting. And also I think about a lot how to transform the Singlish, how to transform the uh, English and Mandarin speaking that time. So so that's why I say as a writer, I learn a lot from the uh, Feng Jia and Feng Jia and in Thompson online residence this time. It helped a lot. Yeah. Original plan just as writer to investigate. Original plan is just like this. After it's the virtual residency, uh, I take very material things about the literature, also the writer forums. Yeah. So thanks again.
Ting Ting, is there any plan after this residence?
So yes, I'm working on a project about a Taiwanese late writer, Zhou Miaojing, who committed suicide in Paris. So I'm kind of working with some female identified immigrants in Paris, kind of retrace like her steps. And same as Esther, I'm going to Germany in August for 2 weeks. It sounds like a very improvisational workshop. I'm very curious, also people nervous about what's going to happen. And I think there's no contract yet, but I think I will be part of the Human Rights Festival in Taiwan in November. So that is my current knowing project in the future.
So in the summer, there will be 3 of you like traveling in Germany. Enjoy the summer, everybody. Yeah, wait. P-Job mentioned you have a show in Taipei Mocha.
Yes. Actually, Jim Thompson, yes. We have an exhibition, unaccounted travelot at the Mocha at the moment until I'm not so sure, PJ, until when?
Cannot remember. So many shows.
Many one. Yeah, project.
Until when? We should know, right? If in Taipei.
Please
Yeah.
check it out if anyone is in town.
Taiwan, yeah, in Mocha. It's
We
really
compare the music from the Northeast with the Lingban music. We got like 2 indigenous artists in the show. Yeah.
I can send the press to you guys as well. Like, if you're interested, yeah.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah. That's the one that Daisy showing.
I forgot. Yeah, and we will have another small show in the small island in Japan, Shodoshima, as part of the triennial.
Yeah.
And now our plan and exhibition at Kim is fully booked until 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we will have good news to announce you guys soon. Yeah. Another big project happened in the north of Thailand. Yeah, too busy.
Yes, that's a very good scenario for the post-COVID scenario. Being busy, maybe
Everyone
even more
is
busy.
getting busy. Yeah, I think I have to
Yeah.
leave soon as well. Thank you, everyone, and all the
Thank
best.
you.
Keep in touch.
Yes, keep in touch and thank you. It's so nice to see everyone together after the exhibition opened. And good luck to all the future plans. And also thanks to Wayne for hosting this discussion. And let's keep in touch. If there's anything in the future, please also share with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you for your time, everyone.